Contested three. Oh, wow. Oh, they have a chance to tie it again.
Oh, the Bulls. Oh, the Bulls. I mean, let's be real. We probably should have expected this team would come back being down 16 in the fourth quarter in a pretty meaningless game against a team that I guess is tanking, although you could have fooled me with some of the moves they've made as of late, trading for Brandon Ingram and then signing him to an extension. But regardless, this isn't a Raptors team that is going to be competing for a playoff spot, and one of the teams that is in direct competition with the Bulls when it comes to fighting for a lottery odd position. So naturally, the Bulls, after being down 16 in the fourth, I believe they were down double digits with less than 6 minutes to go, obviously they would come back and send this game into overtime on that insane 4-point Hail Mary play by Coby White, and then of course torch the Raptors in overtime, outscoring them 15-5 in the overtime period. I mean, here's the thing. You guys, of course, know where I stand on all this. I'm not as focused on all the wins and the losses for the rest of the season, but more so paying attention to the positive things I'm seeing on the court from some of these younger guys. And yes, that even includes some of the newer guys that came in over in the Zach LaVine trade. And if I'm seeing positive signs in their development, they're making strides in the right direction, that's more important to me than focusing on what's going on in the day-to-day. Because at the end of the day, while yes, we gripe and complain how every win impacts the Bulls' lottery odds negatively, and obviously I would love to see the Bulls get a top pick, but all of that is unknown. It's an uncertainty. You don't know if you're going to get unlucky or lucky in the draft lottery, and then you also don't know if you actually do get lucky, you draft the wrong player. You don't know if you're going to get lucky or unlucky by drafting a player who doesn't turn out the way you thought they would be as a top lottery pick, or perhaps you get a steal and find a star later on in the lottery. All of that is unknown. What is known is the guys that we currently have on this roster. And if the guys are showing up well and doing things that we can be excited about for the future, that's what matters most to me, regardless of the record. And to me, just like we've seen in some of these games post All-Star break, there are actually a lot of positive things that have come out from some of these contests. A lot of positive things coming from their young players in particular. And yes, the Bulls are doing all of this without Nikola Vucevic, who has been sidelined for his third straight game now. In tonight's game, to me, the biggest thing was seeing how these young guys responded after a pretty bad close to the third quarter, and for a young, inexperienced team to come into the fourth and respond the way they did to get back in this game showed a lot of fight, resilience, and maturity on the part of the players. And when they did find their way back into the game, especially after sending it into overtime, they made smart plays, took care of the ball, took high percentage shots. Like you expect that from a veteran team, an experienced team, but when you see a group of young guys, some guys who haven't even been playing together for that long with this team, that's a standout to me. And then of course, what I love seeing was Coby White taking over in the fourth quarter to get this team back into the game. You know, I'm sure that probably annoyed some Bulls fans who want to see this team lose, but what I need to see from Coby, especially if the Bulls are going to be keeping him around long term, is being that go-to guy in the clutch. Being the guy who takes the last shot. I mean, there have been a few games since Zach got traded where the Bulls had the opportunity to win it with the final possession, and Coby did not execute well on those plays where he passed it up. He's the guy now that needs to be taking those shots, and really, he's the primary scorer for this team. Now, I don't think Coby will ever be a number one option on a contending team, not even close, but even just getting that experience and seeing improvement in those areas in the clutch is huge for his development and confidence. Coby finished this game with 24 points on 8 for 19 shooting, didn't shoot the three ball well. He actually got most of his scoring going inside and getting to the foul line. He also had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. Great game, mainly a great fourth quarter and overtime for Coby White. And then Josh Giddey, Giddey continues putting up those big numbers, and look, I know a lot of times you watch some plays from Giddey and you're just like, well, what the hell is this guy doing? But he's producing, and it's more than just the raw counting numbers. He's actually impacting winning, and the Bulls have been better with him on the court. Tonight he was a plus 16 when he was on for the Bulls. This, of course, to go along with his 19 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds. And guess what? Only 1 turnover tonight for Josh Giddey. Because as impressive as his stat lines in the previous games have been, he was still turning the ball over at a very high rate, but just 1 turnover in this game. And then Zach Collins, I tweeted this during the game, but is Zach Collins just like a good NBA player now? Like seriously, I thought this guy wasn't an NBA level player and was considered a throwaway in that Zach LaVine trade for salary filler. But the man can actually play. Yet again, another double-double after coming off a career high in rebounds, 17 rebounds the other night. Tonight he gets 13 to go along with 15 points and 5 assists. That's also been another underrated aspect of his game, has been his passing. Had 7 assists the other night, tonight 5. He's actually decent as an offensive hub at the top of the paint, and also has just been very consistent with his ability to crash the offensive glass, which is something the Bulls have so desperately needed, as they're one of the worst offensive rebounding teams in the NBA. And get this, Zach Collins was a plus 28 in this game, a plus 28 when the game was close throughout. And the player who was behind him in that stat category was Josh Giddey at plus 16. Man, Lonzo Ball played 34 minutes tonight. You love seeing that. You love seeing him getting back to his normal load and also knocking down those threes. Of course, the big three in overtime where he did the little jello dance after hitting it in the corner. You knew the game was over after that. I'm so happy for Lonzo, man. I know I've said that before, but just seeing him back, period, is a miracle in and of itself. But seeing him still playing well and having fun out there while he's doing it is such a feel-good story. Io, solid game for him tonight. 11 points, 5 rebounds. Was also good to see him back after missing a few games. Was rusty a little early to start, but then got his flow back. Kevin Huerter has also still been hitting threes consistently for the Bulls and giving them a nice boost offensively coming off the bench. Matas Pucelis could be better. I mean, give him credit. First of all, he's still playing hard. He's still being aggressive despite kind of hitting a bit of a rookie wall. His three ball hasn't been falling down, but he's been more active in getting inside, cutting to the basket. Still managed to put up 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. But he was a minus 18 on the night while the rest of the Bulls starters were all on the plus side. Again, he's still a rookie and his growth and development is obviously going to take some time. So anyway, Bulls get the win. Can't wait to see a lot of you guys going in on this team in the comments for winning a game like this, but let me know what you thought of the game. As always, be sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next one.